Have you ever looked around at your clutter and just thought to yourself, what the heck is wrong with me that I can't get this under control? And what if I told you it might not even be your fault? A lot of times our clutter begs us to really do a lot of self-reflection and try to figure out how the heck we let this get this far, and where in life sometimes that either we're broken or there's opportunities for improvement to try to get better about managing our belongings and how we present ourselves to the world. But what I'm going to challenge you with today is, do you have a lie-dentity? Now, this is not an original concept to Holly Allison. I have gone down the YouTube rabbit hole, which probably led you to here, just like anyone else. So I watched a lot of Myron Golden, and I'm learning there is this thing called a lie-dentity. And so this is a two-pronged issue. What this means is that everybody else around you has told you what you do and do not deserve. Let me say that again. Everybody around you has told you what they think you do or do not deserve. I am still very much struggling with this concept, honestly. So we tell ourselves, I'm lazy. I don't know how to manage a home. My home is not a priority. I don't value my guests when they come over and they have to see this giant mess in the background of just visiting. When I think of what Myron Golden has been teaching in other spaces of, the sphere of what he teaches, is that, like, if we apply this to ourselves in our homes, I can only speak for myself 100%, but for instance, is I've always been told I'm a very cluttery person. Is it that I'm cluttery, or that I was given too many things as a child that, I had a hard time giving up, and they were sentimental to me? Like, everything was sentimental to me up until, somewhat recently, and I still think there's a place for sentimental items. I'm sorry, Queso is playing with the tissue paper. Cats. I didn't grow up with very much at all. We had a roof over our heads, and often my grandparents brought groceries. I didn't know that wasn't normal until I was an adult, but it's funny because, like, we always know, like, low level that children take on a lot of our energy. And this is one of those instances where, like, if you would have asked me, when I was young, what the energy was, I wouldn't have been able to place this. I just knew that, Grandma, Grandpa, they would come over about once a week, maybe give or take, and they would bring groceries. And so that was normal to me. But the energy that I didn't realize I was bringing into adulthood is an energy of lack, that I was always going to lack something. And so whenever I get anything, I just needed to hold on to it with like every fiber of my being. Like, I need to hold on to these things no matter how irrational it was. And I think, and again, I'm speaking for myself, I don't think that's totally an uncommon experience, because, we can talk about, of course, we were never taught how to manage inventory and all of these things in consumerism, but is that really the problem? Or did we grow up with such a scarcity mindset, or a feeling of always being disadvantaged, even if we didn't know that was the feeling that we were projecting outwardly into the world? I would challenge that quite significantly. So then we look at a second prong of this, two-pronged thing in my mind that from Myron Golden, again. So he's talking about this lie-dentity and what others have taught us. So like, it's always been this scarcity mindset, even if we didn't know that's what we were being taught. And so then we think of ourselves of like, okay, there's this other lie we tell ourselves. That's our my-dentity. And that's me saying, hey, I am going to overcome all of these little lie-dentities. It's an overcompensation, and then we're still not being our true selves. So in this overcompensation, often we are accumulating things that we thought we couldn't ever attain or purchase or achieve. So if I was younger and I really admired someone's jewelry, I'm, as an adult with some amount of disposable income, I am going to go out of my way probably to go ahead and just accumulate and accumulate and accumulate jewelry. Now, in some instances, it's not even rational. Number one, we can only wear so much. Number two, like for me, I have discovered I am not a jewelry wearer, and I still admire it, and I still occasionally purchase it because I'm like, but it's still so pretty, and maybe this one thing will get me to start wearing it more often. And so then I'm like, so then I forget, and then I feel like, oh man, why do I even bother? And then, so then it opens up a new can of worms. So in this My-dentity, where we're trying to overcome this mindset that we have. So in this case, it's scarcity. And there's so many lie-dentities that we could go down into that relate to our clutter in our homes. It is not even funny. I'm just relating it to some of the things I know, and there might be more talks about this. So I'm accumulating all these things, even if it doesn't make sense, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm just not a jewelry wearer. Okay, that's fine. Am I okay with being a jewelry collector? For me, I don't know. Like, I don't think I like that idea. It doesn't make sense to me personally. I'm not passionate about jewelry. I admire it. I appreciate it. I just don't think I'm passionate about it. So there might be things that you're passionate enough about, and that's okay to collect and have, maybe a little bit more inventory than someone else may feel is reasonable. And that's not my judgment. Like, if it makes you happy, you do you. But then there's this new lie-dentity that surfaces when I really start going down this rabbit hole of, okay, there's this lie-dentity of lack and scarcity. And then we go, okay, well, let's overcompensate for all of this. And then now it's like, all right, now I have all this stuff, and now I feel stupid because I forgot to wear it for, I don't know, however many weeks in a row, and now I'm stupid, and everyone's right, and I don't deserve this jewelry. Does that sound familiar? That you just don't deserve something? Do you just not deserve a tidy and peaceful home that is modest and manageable? Does it mean you've just been told your whole life you don't deserve, and you should be put in a corner, and you should be taught to, you know what, pipe down, sparkle a little less, not be so loud, let's not be so you. And then all of these feelings of I don't deserve keep spilling out. And then you go, okay, you're right, I don't deserve this. And then the cycle of clutter continues and continues and continues. Does that sound a little bit more familiar? Do you have a few identities that maybe you need to kind of examine and make peace with? You know, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just sharing things that I am learning about myself that might help you. Because I often don't feel like I deserve things. or I often don't believe in myself. And that's unfortunate, and I still need to work on that. But I still always believe in you and what you deserve. Are you someone that always feels everybody else deserves, or that you believe in everybody else but yourself? It's feeling a little real in here, isn't it? I'm going to try to keep this short and simple. I just wanted to let you know, you and I have a lot of work to do. I need to tell myself a heck of a lot that I deserve, and that I can believe in myself that I deserve these things. Maybe you do too, and maybe you just need to hear it from me. Anyway, I believe in you. I know from the deepest bottom of my heart that you deserve a peaceful, modest, and manageable home. So I hope you take that with you throughout the rest of the day, the rest of the week, month, year, and as long as you need it. Thank you for stopping by, and I cannot wait to visit with you in the next one. And I really hope that you feel like you deserve to go ahead and put on that jewelry.